Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. Today we'll be discussing about a Java-based application again, same like last video, and we will be discussing about how to run the outcome in the Tomcat application server. Yeah, in last time when we checked, we had a Java project, and by using Maven or Gradle, we generated an outcome. That outcome was a jar file, and that jar file was having a boot capability. So if you run simply java-jar, so that the application starts, where you can browse it and verify how the application looks like. Now we are going to, I have another project where that project is having a Java-based code base, and that is going to be generating a WAR file, web archive. WAR is a web archive, and that WAR file is going to be into deployed into a Tomcat application server. Yeah. So where we deploy the Tomcat application server, and we will make it run and see from the browser how the application looks like, and we will verify whether the application is working fine or not. So here is my uh, project. Of course, you can open the project, file, open folder, and this is my folder which I have, London weather var file. That is the project. If I open it, this is how it looks. My project is open, and if you see, I have a Maven. Basically, this project also having a both build tools, Maven and Gradle. So if I open Maven, and if I double click here, the Maven, you can see life cycle. You can say package. If I double click on package, this is going to be creating a WAR file, which is an outcome from my project. And do you know where that folder, I mean the outcome will be generated by default? It's in the target folder. See, there is a target folder. Within the target folder, you will see a WAR file. This is the outcome which we will be taking and deploying into Tomcat. See the outcome, it shows as build WAR. This is the location. So this file, I'm going to take it and deploy it to Tomcat. So if I want to deploy it to Tomcat, so Tomcat also works on top of the Java. So you don't need to install Java again. Just go to internet and say Apache Tomcat. So when you say Apache Tomcat, you can see here, you can 11, 10. I already downloaded 10 version. If you click on 10, you see the zip, core zip. I downloaded core zip. Of course, you can download other things as well. Like if it is a Windows, you can say 64-bit Windows zip file and 32-bit Windows, or either one of it, like 32 or 64. Doesn't matter. It will, you can install the Windows installer as well. So the Windows installer will install in your system and run it as a service as well. If you don't know what is a service, please do comment. That will kind of give an idea how many people are expecting this kind of videos, so that I can create it. So for now, I downloaded a zip, a core zip, which I will be extracting, and I will be copying the file, the WAR file, whatever I'm generating here, into the Tomcat, and I'll make it run. Yeah. So this is the outcome which I got it generated. So I'm going to copy this outcome from the target folder. So copy, and I have a I already, as I mentioned, now I already downloaded the Tomcat folder. It is available. This is the Tomcat folder. In this Tomcat folder, see this is the structure of the Tomcat folder. If I go to Tomcat folder, I got the zip file. I extracted the zip file. This is the location. Um, in this, you can see there is something called web apps. Within the web apps, we can, by default, there are a lot of folders. Here we just mention my file, whatever I created, that is the file always should go into web apps. You may ask why only web apps? It can go to other locations as well, but by default, Tomcat will look for web apps folder. By default, Tomcat will look for any kind of application will load from the web apps. Okay, so if you want, definitely we can go deeper and deeper and see how Tomcat works. There are a lot of settings. You no need to stick with the web apps folder. You can say, I don't want to look into web apps. I want to look some other folder. Yes, you can do that as well. So now I got my var file copied into here. So again, what is this var file? This is an outcome of my project. My project, whatever I have written in the Java in the src folder, by using a Maven, I created an outcome that is sitting in the target folder, that is in the format of var. This var will go to Tomcat. Do you remember in the previous video it was a jar, now it's a var. So now this file will be copied into Tomcat web apps folder, and once it is copied, I need to start this Tomcat. So to start this Tomcat, there are a lot of methods. For now, I'm just going and showing you the very basic method so that what I believe is, if you are strong in the basics, I believe you can just go ahead and do the next level easily, right? So that's where you go and start in the basic level, go to bin folder. In bin folder, you will be having all the controls, how to start, how to stop, restart, all these things is available in the bin folder. So we talked about in the Tomcat, we have a bin folder and we do have a web apps folder. So we can dig more deeper and say explore conf, lib, logs and all those things. But for now, as a bin is the key to start, stop and restart. I'm going to open in the bin folder, and here inside a bin there is something called Catalina file. So this Catalina file, you see Windows batch file. This is a Windows batch file. So I haven't enabled the extension here. Let me see if I can enable the extension. File name extension. If I click on view and see file name extension, if I click that, you can see catalina.bat. Anything with the .bat is basically a Windows file. As my system is Windows, I need to run this file from the command prompt. I pressed Alt D in the keyboard, Alt D again, Alt D and CMD. Type the CMD so that you get the command prompt open in this location. See, C:\users DevOps download Apache Tomcat Apache bin folder. Here catalina.bat space run. This is the command to run my Tomcat process. Right? If I run this command, my Tomcat is going to start. Hit enter. Now it's telling that, hey, in your system there is no Java home set or GRE home set as an environment variable. You need to set this. Then only Tomcat can start. So definitely this is required. As I missed this, I didn't set. Even though I installed Java, I have a Java installation, Java-version, everything is available, but I didn't set. Now it's a question, how do I set it? So first thing is, if you want to set just Java home or GRE home, you need to go and find out where is your Java installed location. So for that, where is Java? If I do that, it will show me, I think it is just where Java. See, this is the location where I installed Microsoft JDK 17.0. This is the Java home location. When we say Java home, you should be always picking up to bin folder, up to bin, yeah. So I can set it here temporarily. I mean, temporary means if I close the command prompt, it will go away, temporary. If I set Java underscore home equal to this address. If I hit enter, that means I'm setting an environment variable called Java home, which is required here. You see, Java home or GRE home, either any one of it. I can set with the value equal with value. Again, set command is only for temporary, right? If you want to see whether is it set or not, then you can say env. In the env, not env, sorry, my bad. I think it is in the, you can say there is a echo percentage Java underscore home percentage. If you do this, I want to print the current value for Java home. It will give me the one whatever I set. I set the Java home here. This is going to print the Java home here. So now the Java home has been set, only again temporary. If I reopen another command prompt, if I open another command prompt and say echo percentage Java home, it doesn't show. It will show the whatever I'm giving. It's not having the value at all. So this is a set. I'm setting a value. Again, this can be set permanently also. I will show you. So as I set temporary, I can execute a command here uh, mentioning Catalina batch and run. If I do that, now as I already set the Java home, it can recognize the Java home. You see, it is using the Java home. It is setting by default. You can see JRE home, Java home, everything, all the required variables, and it is starting Tomcat. So as part of the startup, the main thing what we need to see is your application is loaded or not. So always you should see here, you should see web apps. Somewhere you should see web apps, web apps, web apps, web apps, web apps. There is a one web apps folder. You see web apps London weather.war file has been finished in 7 seconds, right? So this application, whatever we copied into web apps folder, has been loaded into Tomcat without any problems. So now it is the entire Tomcat is started. Along with our web apps, there are a lot of folders as well loaded. These folders were there by default, which haven't cleared it up. By default, this folder were present. So I just started it up and it started and it loaded as well. Now, now the question is, how can I access this Tomcat application? See, it is telling where it's running. It is running on 8080 port number. So now I will just hit the HTTP colon localhost 8080. If I hit it, it should show me the Tomcat page. So this is the Tomcat page where it's not telling about my application. I believe you remember my previous video, how my application look like. Something similar application I have in here as well. So this is the Tomcat web application default page. So in web apps, we have in web apps folder, if you remember correctly, we have a lot of content here, right? Docs, example, host manager, manager, root. Because of all these folders, except this one, because of all these folders, this UI has come up here. This UI, whatever the UI you are seeing here, because of these folders, whatever we have. Right? Not because of all the folders, it's a collection of some of the folders. I'm just giving you, if you don't have any of this folder, if you delete all these folders, you don't see this page at all. Now, okay, now I got my Tomcat page. Now I need to access my application. So if you see here, I placed WAR file. It created Tomcat while startup. As part of the startup, it created a folder. So now how it does is, you given a zip file, kind of, I'm just comparing a var as a zip, right? Web archive. It's a kind of zip file only. So when you, as part of the startup, Tomcat will recognize this var file and extract it as a folder. The content, whatever you have here, it is extracted as a folder and it is loaded to Tomcat. Now I need to access this folder name. Mention it slash folder name. So localhost 8080 slash London weather. This is how you access the application. You never mention the .var. We always mention the folder what is being extracted into the web apps. Okay, so this is how we access. Now the next question is, so I did set a Java home as a temporary here, set space Java home C colon. So it is not a permanent. Like if I press Control C, if I want to stop, press Control C, this will stop the Tomcat. And if I go to the browser and refresh the page, it doesn't work, right? It stopped. Now if I want to start it again, as long as I don't close this, I can start it again without any problem. Suppose if I close it and reopen the new command prompt, let's go to Tomcat and bin folder. This is where I started. I'm opening a new command prompt, Alt D and CMD. Now I got the new command prompt. Now I am trying to, let's stop this Tomcat, whatever is running in my previous command prompt. And now I'm typing catalina.bat and run. If I try to run it, I will see the same problem telling that, hey, you didn't set a Java home, JRE home. So every time setting it up is kind of difficult. So that's where you can set it up permanently in your system. So just by typing start button, environment variables. You see there is something called edit system environment variables. So if you open that, now you can see environment variables. So environment variables are two types. One is system wide, another one is user wise. So what is the main difference here? So user wise is basically if you have multiple users in your Windows system, the user variables, whatever you are setting, those variables are only for you. It will not be visible for other users. If you set it for system, that means it's available for entire system, irrespective of users. So for now, I'm setting it up as a system. Clicking on new, Java underscore home, and mention the path, whatever I have mentioned here. Paste it here, save it. Okay. Okay. Now, if I open the location and again open the command prompt and type catalina.bat space run. Now it should recognize my Java home or Java home, and it should be able to start the Tomcat. See, it started. So now what we did is basically we loaded the project into the VS Code and we build using a Maven. Of course, I can use a Gradle as well because the project is having both Maven and Gradle as a build tools. You can use whatever you like. The outcome is a WAR file, and again if it's from Maven, you will see in the target folder. If it's from Gradle, you will see in the build folder. Let's run it in the using a Gradle. So see the Gradle project, tasks, build, and double click on build. This should basically build using a Gradle, and it's already up to date, and it should show me the location as well. Let's clear the build folder, or let's clean. See, there is a clean but clean task as well. If you double click on clean, it will clean the build folder and build. Now it should create again. Whenever you build, it will create the build folder automatically. Even if you clean, it will clear the folder, and whenever you run the task, it will recreate if needed. So now if you see the build is going to be inside build libs folder, inside the libs london weather.war. I got the war file. So now this war file, it only one difference with the Maven and Gradle is if you generate with the Maven, the file will be directly inside a target folder. If you generate with the Gradle, you see there's a libs folder. Inside this libs libraries, you have a war file, the final outcome. This war file, I'm going to copy it and say, for example, this has been generated from Maven. So let's rename this as a hyphen Gradle. Let's rename it as a hyphen Gradle. Copy this. Maybe it may work. As I'm renaming the file, I'm going to webapps folder. So the original file what I built and what I copied here, it has been built in a Maven. Now this is from Gradle. Copied it. I'm going to press Ctrl C from the command prompt wherever I started. I mean from the bin folder, I reopened the command prompt and I started with the catalina.bat, right? I'm pressing Ctrl C and I'm going to start it again. Catalina.bat space run. Now if you see London weather gradle.war, it is trying to load. It is loaded. It's loaded. Let's go and check the folders. You see there is a one folder extracted. Now if I am trying to browse the application, I need to, this is the old application, localhost 8080 London weather, and same URL, just add the folder name what I have is hyphen Gradle. Let's add hyphen Gradle. This should show me the application which is being built with Gradle. right? So now we have project which is being used for generating a WAR file by using both Maven and Gradle, right? I hope this video help you at least getting some understanding about how Maven and Gradle works, how the WAR file works. Uh, in case if you need any more information, do comment me and please do share it with your friends or like it and subscribe so that it will be giving a lot of encouragement for me to do more videos. Uh, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Hope